This is Hot Turkish Man for You by Valerie Fioravanti. When we arrive at the Istanbul bus station at 3 a.m., men greet us at the bottom step with fistfuls of Turkish lira. Natasha! A dozen arms reach toward me and worse, beyond, to Kate, far more fragile traveler, already unraveled by the 30-hour trip on what we coined the Smuggler Express. Our ride included a 12-hour tour of the Bulgarian-Turkish border as the guards broke down and reassembled the bus we were riding. This explained the ant-like trail of sacks and suitcases that disappeared into the surrounding forest during the stop before the border. Our English-speaking smuggler friend squeezes past us on the steps and gestures the men back. The money quickly returns to their wallets, but there's a second wave forward, which he shuts down. I listen for common roots or phrases, but Turkish is a guttural mystery. They mistake you for Natasha's. Whores from No More Big Russia, he says. Then I explain them you weren't British. British? He brings a fist to his chest, the universal sign for tragedy. They come here because Turkish men always good for the woman. He leans in close and whispers, American men disappoint? Like British? Our presence on the bus was a mystery that delighted our companions. It couldn't be the price of the ticket, as we claimed, because American is a synonym for wealthy. His eyebrow undulates as he waits for my answer. I resist the urge to side with my British sisters. Not in my experience. He laughs. His laugh is as rough as his accent. America's strong, like its men. Like its women, I correct him. His laughter continues after he disappears into the night. We're never offered money again, but every public moment is sexually charged. Men follow us in droves, a phrase rich with new meaning. The propositions, usually involving a chest thump and some variation of, I am hot man for you, are unceasing. In Greece, men feed me strawberries. Kate's scarf falls off her ice blonde hair and she snarls at my bare head. No man's lunging at me, trying to grasp a few strands of sun. Kate's Nordic looks and minis are fueling this tizzy. Alone, I'm still approached en masse, but more cautiously. With my sharp, dark features and floor-length skirt, I could be of Turkish descent, some family's westernized relation. We seek refuge on a 2-day tour of Cappadocia. Our guide is an instant buffer, as women escorted by men arouse no undue attention. Hakim switches effortlessly between English, French, and Japanese as he discusses the history of homes carved into hillsides made of volcanic rock and the region's phallic formations called fairy chimneys. In his presence, Turkey becomes a marvel of culture, history, and natural beauty. He waits outside our hotel room that evening, offering dinner. We assume it's a courtesy, but Hakim yawns his arm around Kate during the appetizers. I snicker behind my brocade napkin as she bolts to the bathroom, but his attempts at seduction outlast the humor. Hakim speaks 6 languages and switches conversational topics with equal fluency. But each new course inspires moves last seen at the prom or in junior high. At the door to our room, he says the night's not over. I wonder if the ever-absent question mark is lost in translation, merely a failure of inflection, but he rushes Kate as she tries to slip inside. A little help here. I grab him by his collar, close the door against him. He knocks for an hour, and the front desk ignores our call for help. I coin this Turkish foreplay and make Kate laugh. Day 2 of our tour is a travesty. Hakeem drives. He grunts toward the attractions. The others glare as Kate spoons me for safety. "You've ruined me," he says when it's over. "You must come to my home now." Kate points at another travel kiosk. "We're leaving." He trails us to the waiting area for the bus to the coast. "Stay," he tells her. "Stay. You must. The sea is nothing." All this in my ear as Kate's wedge. No means no. I hop in a tight circle of fury. No is not a negotiation toward yes. No does not mean maybe. Obviously you can't speak body language because it's clear she'll never sleep with you. Kate, conflict averse, inspects her pedicure. The new driver looks at me as if I'm some wondrous desert mirage. "You." He walks my way pointing. "You are not like other women. When I look at you, I'm afraid." Kate gasps, covers her mouth. "That man may actually respect you." "Him I could kiss," I shout. Hakeem once again reaches for Kate. "She should go to the sea, but you must stay. You must."